Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to No Drama Just Movies Rapid Reviews. So I watched Roofman recently, and I had some thoughts. Right off the bat, this isn't your typical man on the run or escaped convict on the run kind of story. This was a lot more deliberate. No car chases, no jumping through windows to escape the cops. The movie was taking its time, focusing more on the relationships that Jeffrey Manchester has, with his ex-wife and his daughter, as well as the relationship he has with Leigh and her daughters. For me, that's what made the movie work. Yes, you've got a lot of fun bits and Channing Tatum just sprinkling charm everywhere he goes, but you've also got a lot of emotion in here. Because at the heart of the story, you have a father who just tries to give his daughter everything she wants. It's really the last thing he has, since he can't be with her all the time. That's a very relatable story. In the movie, I'm not familiar at all with the real life story, but in the movie, the driving force behind Jeff's actions is just wanting to be kind to people. Offering his own code to the McDonald's employee so he wouldn't be cold, donating toys to the church, or all the nice things he does for Leigh, like changing her shifts or giving her and her daughters presents. At the end, there's the obligatory look at the real people behind the story, and there it's a little bit clearer as you hear the interviews and what people thought about Manchester. The dichotomy between Jeff as this lovable, kind of goofy guy who was so nice to everyone and brought presents for the kids, and then real Officer Scheimreif reminds us that all these gifts, or the money for these gifts, was stolen, and that he did commit actual crimes. I think the film asked the question of how each viewer would judge that. Was Jeffrey Manchester a bad guy, or just a guy down on his luck who made a bad choice to get out of a desperate situation? What if someone steals bread to feed their hungry children? The way I saw it, the film itself never actually judges Manchester. It simply presents the evidence and lets you make up your own mind. I loved the chemistry between Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst. I could have watched them just do what they were doing. Going on dates, having pizza night, or teaching their daughter how to drive. And that would have been an entertaining film for me. But then you also have the reliable supporting cast. LaKeith Stanfield, Ben Mendelsohn, and Peter Dinklage, who plays this stuck-up manager. But again, you kinda get it. He's not the owner, just another employee, hired to run the business. He doesn't have the luxury to be nice. When he makes people work longer hours over Christmas, that's not him being an evil corporate guy. That's just the busiest time of the year for a toy store, so he needs all hands on deck. So again, how do you judge that? Finally, it's always an added bonus to see some of the real people in a movie based on their story. You've got the real truck driver in the prison sort of reprising his role. You've got Officer Scheimreif as the retired law enforcement officer at the singles event. Leigh Moore, Kirsten Dunst in the film, plays a school crossing guard, and Pastor Ron Smith, Ben Mendelsohn in the film, plays the pawn shop employee. Overall, this was a fun film with a watchable cast and great chemistry between the two leads. I didn't need the running around, being chased. And yes, it took a moment to settle into the fact that the threat of the police hunting Jeffrey was secondary, which admittedly removed some of the tension. But again, I don't think that's the kind of film this was. It was more of a romance that happened to be about an escaped convict. And as such, it really worked for me. And that's all. Roll credits.